Okay, hey YouTube. So I'm in my car right now and I've got my multimeter and we're gonna measure the voltage of the folding mirror switch. Um, and also just take a look at the LED for this in general. I've actually got it here taken apart already. You see this is just the top of the housing I was showing you. And there's actually, so there's two LEDs on this particular PCB. There it is, 2.84 volts. Hi, this is Clancy from the future. I just wanted to add some context to what this video is about, and that is, this is my attempt at changing the resistors for these ice blue LEDs to achieve a higher brightness. The idea was maybe and this is fact, different color LEDs have different power requirements. I think blue takes a little more power than, say, red or green, and so the idea was maybe the color is not, accuracy isn't quite what I was hoping for because they're under volted. Ultimately, this did not work. They are brighter marginally. You can tell by the naked eye, but the color accuracy is not the same as the folding mirror switch that has an ice blue LED. Mine look like aqua kind of green, especially when you put them behind the diffuser within the switch. And so, but this is just going over the process, so if you two are following and are doing something similar, this will help you as well. I went out on a limb and I purchased a nice bench power supply. So now I can power this separately. I went ahead and traced the circuit, and so I know which pins to apply the power to, as well as find out where the resistors are. It seems that there's multiple resistors for that are handling multiple LEDs. It's not just one resistor per LED. And right now I've got it so the two that are closest to my hand on this side they're operating at 2.8 volts, whereas the other ones are operating at 2.76, a little less. When I measure the voltage across these two here at the LED, it's 2.8 volts. And then all these other ones are like 2.76. So it's like a very small amount of difference. But it is a difference. There you go. So it's the one that came off of it. It's a 2K ohm, and I put a 1.3 K ohm resistor in its place, which got it to the right where it needed to be. I am supplying the board with 12 volts right now. I could go a little more, but I don't know. That's probably all right. I mean, it is enough to just barely tell that it's brighter. So I can it is enough to tell, but if I want to just push it just a little more, I have a little bit of leeway here, I think. So anyway, so that's kind of what we're doing. We're going around here changing. Probably shouldn't just lay that where it comes in contact with anything. You need to zoom out on this board. This is Kapton tape. It's very heat resistant. And I was having it sort of hold this one diode in place during that first resistor change, just so I wouldn't blow it with the hot air and move it out of the way. So let me look for where these other LEDs or what resistor is tied to them. So I'll go ahead and set my meter to diode mode before we get it. Check for continuity and see what. I see 3 resistors on the back of the board here. Right. Now, not all of them are being used for the LED circuits. I don't believe so. I'm going to count these through. You can see, like right here, I'll point to one. There's this little. This is a through hole. It goes to the other side of the board, and you can follow the traces along where it connects to the LED diode. And just count from the edge of the board and from the other side. Sometimes it's easier to. There's 2 there, and then there's like. It's further down, but it's not the farthest one down, so it's going to be this one. I think it's this one. We know that the resistor's on the ground side of the LED. There we go. And we'll wait for the board on the 3rd pin. Right? Positive 0 on the 3rd pin, and then the ground is on the 3rd pin on the other side. I just soldered it to the through hole there. Alright, so moving resistors out of the way, we can go ahead and turn our power supply on and see which LED. Okay, we got one that didn't light up here, right? So I may have been wrong on how many that the resistor was handling. So we'll go ahead and measure the resistance of that. So I'm getting 3,290. So I can't feel any heat coming off the resistor. That's good. That means we're gonna be just fine with these resistors. That's good. So you're also on the clock. Kick it. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. It looks good. Let's move the microscope out of the way for the time being. Let's measure this last LED. 2.84. That's where I want it to be. 2.84. Alright, and we're going to measure the LEDs. Hopefully this will be the last time. I think I got them where they need to be. Just move this out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to measure. Of course, there's like a glare. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright. So measuring the first LED. 2.84. Okay, good. Measuring the second one. 2.84. Oh, boy, these things are bright. Do not recommend staring at these things. 2.86. That's okay. Negative 2.85. I'll switch it around just to keep it consistent. 2.86. Okay. It's a little more, but it's alright. 2.86, 2.85, and for the last one, 2.85. I saw 2.85. Ugh, so bright. Turn that off. Okay. So there we have it. Proper voltage at the LED. 2.84. And so we achieved that. So everything looks uniform. It's definitely brighter. Boy, I mean, look how much light. It's pretty awesome. It's ice blue right here. Woohoo! You're looking at it. It's freaking cool. So we'll see if this, well, for one, looks and matches the existing that's in the vehicle. And nighttime is coming up. It's already about to be 7 p.m. So we'll be able to go out there and check it out. But I'm stoked. This was the harder one to do as well. I just traced the whole circuit, isolated the whole entire. Doesn't that look cool? Look, it even shines through the PCB. That's how bright these things are. All right, turn this fan off over here. Gosh forbid, just for good documentation and helping others, I'm going to show you under the microscope which resistors are which before I put this thing, let's reassemble this board back into the car. So you can tell by looking at these capacitors and those chips, the current orientation of the board, right? And maybe this larger connector here depends. Coming off this side. Top right corner. That is a 910 ohm resistor. Moving towards this side of the board, we have on this corner a 1,300 ohm. I should say that, or 1.3 k ohm. Moving over towards the middle of the board, just to the left of these capacitors, there's another 1.3 k ohm. You can see it there between the diode and the whatever that other resistor. And then moving up, we have this one here. There's a 1.3 k ohm. And then that is it for the bottom. And if I flip over to the other side, I'll go back to a reference point here. You can see this is the other style of LED. That's a green. This is a green LED for the window locks switch when activated. That LED we're not changing that green one. We're leaving it the way it is. This is just the ambient lighting we're focusing on. And then so the other resistor is actually on the other side of the board here, towards the left side. So that's like the corner or whatever. That's it right there. I can't adjust the focus. It's a 910 ohm resistor. And those are all the ones that I changed. Yep. As well as all the LEDs themselves on this board. These are the ice blue LEDs. So yeah, there you have it. We have completed this board. Have tested everything to operate at 2.85 volts with a source voltage of 12 volts. So it is good to go back in the car. I've already wiped it down. Okay, wrapping up this video. I know this was a long video, and there's a bunch more I wanted to put in here, but I just simply didn't want to make it super long. The moral of the story is that even with the voltage correction made on the ice blue LEDs I installed to the switchboard, the color is still not 100% accurate. It is accurate to the switchboard that I purchased that already had ice blue LEDs, but this doesn't get me anywhere because the color I want is on this folding mirror switch, and I'm gonna keep trying to find it. If I can get the OEM to tell me who their supplier is or whatever for that switch, that's, to me, seems like the thing to do. I went ahead and blacked out the boards here with black electrical tape to give me the most contrast in the this image. The image does make it look more green than it really is. I have a spectrometer that I built also. That's probably going to be in the next video. That I can use to measure the wavelength and the peaks of each color that make up the ice blue LED. I've tried using it already in the past. I never made a video about it, but I think I'll take that extra LED that's on the folding mirror switch that doesn't light up, because there's only one that lights up out of the two that are there, and use that to compare. So without further ado, bye for now, and subscribe if you want to stay tuned for the next video of Clancy's Corolla.